Hey, Blue Table fans! It's time for a 40K bat rep. Oh yes, you know you want it. And by the way, get your Hey Blue Table fans t-shirt off of the bluetablepainting.com website. Link is below. And I'm going to turn you over to Josh right now so he can tell you what's what while I get the last part of my army set up.
Alright, hello fans, again. Alright, so here's our table. We're using the cool and awesome Ice World table. I love this table. Totally sweet. So I think the best thing to do here is just obviously hills, hills, hills. There's a hill way back there in the corner. Hills. I don't feel right calling these forests because you can't really stand in them, but obviously blocking line of sight. So it's a pretty open battlefield. I am really excited. This board looks so awesome. Alright, so here's the mission. So first of all is the objective of the missions, which is a 2. So that's D3 plus 2 objectives. So there's 3 objectives. And we need to set those up before we can figure out what deployment is. I'm not sure exactly what the mission's called. I'll find that out right now.
Okay, time to place the objectives. We decided to use these humongous things as objectives. Maybe imagining them as, you know, a missed drop point, you know, so they've been parachuted into the wrong spot. So 3 objectives. Let's do it. So you want to go ahead and place the first one?
Sure.
So you place them 12 inches away from any board edge and 12 inches away from any other objective. Oh, right up on top of that hill. Okay, I'll go ahead and place the next one. Right there.
Extra door floating in that one.
Okay.
This one we'll put over here.
Ooh, 2 objectives on one side and 1 on the other. What kind of deployment are we looking at?
Now we find out, because you have to place the objectives first.
Oh, I see.
So it's table quarters, which is
Okay, great.
in the rulebook called Spearhead.
Alright, sounds good. Let's take a look at Josh's army. What has he got?
This is my Space Marines, and I am very proud of them, because I love Ravenguard. Alright, so I've got 1 unit of 10 Terminators. Now, I can either... The reason why I do that is because I take 4 Lightning Claws in them, but I can combat squad them before the game, looking at what my opponent has, so I can either, you know, do what I'm probably going to do, which is 3 Thunder Hammers and 2 Lightning Claws in each one, or I can do, you know, 4 Lightning Claws and a Thunder Hammer.
And the difference is 1 unit will go in the Land Raider.
Yep.
Okay,
or
so whichever unit needs to get there faster goes in the Land Raider.
Pretty much.
Okay.
So I have that. I have Vanguard veterans, who are huge point sinks, but I love Assault Marines, so I got them. The Land Raider, these are Stern Guard. These are Forge World models too. Totally
Nice.
awesome. And they're riding in a drop pod.
Is this new? How long have you had this?
Like a couple weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
And it was really easy to paint up.
So you painted it yourself?
Uh-huh.
Acquired all the figures?
Yep.
Very nice. Okay, what's next?
We have Shrike, who's leading the Ravenguard.
Okay.
And we have just a 10-man assault unit. And then 2 tactical Marines and Rhinos.
Alright, looks like there's a Melta in each one.
And a missile
launcher in each one. Okay. Well, that's lovely. By lovely, I mean terrible! On my end, this is Dark Eldar. I'm still using these things as raiders, so we have 4 raiders. The purple ones have witches in them. I do need to make a couple of disclaimers. There's a few odd things. This unit has a Hecatrix, but no model specifically for that. So we're going to make her the gal with the pistol in the air. It's the only one that's different. We have 2 units of Incubi, not much to say there. 3 Void Ravens, because I love Void Ravens. A unit of Witches. This one with the Razor Flails is actually Shardnet and Impaler. For some odd reason, out of the 45 of those models, there wasn't a single Shardnet and Impaler. 2 units of Reaver Jet Bikes. 2 units of Kabbalite Warriors, plain and simple, with a blaster. And an Archon to lead them all. And believe it or not, that is 2,500 points of Dark Eldar. I also want to make a note about HD. Mike D is taking care of all that, and he could not make it today. So we're moving ahead without him. In just over a week, he should be here all the time. Our goal is to do everything in HD all the time, with the exception of maybe some quick stuff where I just grab the flip and go. All right, in Spearhead, players roll off, and the winner chooses to go first or second. And that's deploy first, go first. So 4 and 4, that's a tie. Let's roll again. 1 and 6. Hopefully not an omen of things to come. The player that goes first chooses his deployment zone and deploys his entire army.
All right,
Unless you want to go second.
I'm definitely going first. All right.
Well, I don't like that. Because I have a lot of light vehicles here that can just get shot out of the sky. So here's my question: can I hold things in reserve?
Absolutely.
Of course, I'm not a big fan of reserve.
3 feet in.
So you get to pick any of the 4 quarters to deploy your units in.
That would be correct.
I'm going to predict it's going to be one of these, because those are objective heavy. My guess would probably be this one right here.
Nope, it's going to be
No,
this
you're
one.
going to be that. Can you tell us why you're thinking that?
Because I've already got one in here.
Okay.
I've already got an objective in here, which I plan to put tactical marines on since they're on a rhino. Just drive the other one up there.
Right.
Doing it the
Wow,
other way.
this is going to be a tough game for me.
All right. Yay.
Okay, so here's the first tip of the day. So here we've got, my opponent deploys a Land Raider. And a Land Raider can only hold 5 Terminators. But I look over here, and I see 10 Terminators. So that means that other unit has to come on somehow. So this is the point where I would ask my opponent if he was going to walk on his Terminators through regular reserves from the edge of the board, or whether he was going to teleport on through Deep Strike, because he has to declare beforehand. And if you have an opponent that's not so honorable as Josh, he might wait until the unit becomes available through the die roll in order to tell you which way that he's going to bring them on. And that really matters sometimes. Also, it might be a good time for me to ask which of those units is in the Land Raider. So what's it going to be, Josh?
So the other unit is deep striking, and I pick that one because they're the same.
So are they the same?
3 hammers and 2 lightning claws in each.
Oh, okay. I thought it was reversed 3 and 2.
Nope.
All right. Well and good. So they're deep striking.
They're deep striking.
So what's your thinking behind that? Because deep striking can go horribly wrong.
This is a whole fluffy army. I love Ravenguard fluff.
Okay.
So their whole
So
fluff
you're going
is,
with the storyline, and I love that.
because they're all about behind enemy lines,
Right.
causing havoc, deep striking in, running around fast with the Assault Marines.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see a lot of that this game. It's making Sean not happy. So yeah, to win this game, you got to hold 2 out of 3, and I am at quite a disadvantage because I'm over here with 1. I'm going to have to plow in and somehow get troops onto both of these. Also a good idea to take a look at what troops choices your opponent has, because that is the game. I know there's a tactical squad in here and a tactical squad in there. Do you have any other troops?
Nope.
You have no other troops. So Josh would be wise to take a look at my troops, which is 1 witches, 2 witches, 3 witches, and then 2 small units of Kabbalite warriors. Alright, so I'm going to make a fateful decision, and I'm going to have my entire army deep striking. Not deep striking, I meant to say in reserve. And that'll have the disadvantage that things will come on piecemeal. It'll be half the army at random for the first turn. Second turn, first time I roll, and then it will be probably another 30%, and then the rest will come in even after that. And the reason I'm thinking that'll work well is because even though Josh, I only have 1 objective here, I just changed that. It's not like I'm going to deploy here and I'm going to have to plow into his territory. It's going to be all my guys coming along any part of this. And so now I have two objectives close to me, and Josh kind of has the burden to get over to my half of the board. But it is going to be an uphill battle to crack that much armor, because mathematically speaking, there is, I mean, thousands of shots are needed to get through all of that power armor and Terminator armor. But we shall see. We shall see. Shall Dark Eldar technology carry the day? We're off to turn 1.
No, I need to infiltrate my unit.
And by turn 1, I mean infiltrators. Explain how infiltrators work.
So infiltrators go after both sides have set up.
Okay.
If both sides have infiltrators, then you roll off to see who sets up their infiltrators.
Kind of like a second deployment.
You can set up out of line of sight within 12 inches of an enemy, or within line of sight outside of 18.
Okay. That's still pretty close.
And
that's within charge range.
Yeah. So with Shrike, any unit he joins gets to infiltrate. So I'm thinking...
So if I had deployed just now, and I had let's say I had just filled up my deployment zone, you would have kind of had pick of the litter for where you wanted to hit me with these guys. Because they could be within 18 inches. You would just go to 18 inches of what you wanted to kill, right? Exactly.
You have to be
and then jumped
18.
in.
So
over, does it say over 18?
It has to be over 18.
Oh,
over
so it's physically impossible to charge that first turn. No, it's not, because why?
Shrike
fleet.
gives the army fleet.
Oh, the whole army has fleet?
Anybody that has combat tactics changes it for fleet.
Wow.
They get around.
That is slick.
I love
Fleet.
this army.
Fleet Space Marines. All right, go ahead. I'm ready.
Hold on. So...
Oh my gosh, good thing I asked.
Raiders go 12. 8, 6,
That makes them so fast. So assault, that makes them the assault marines just as fast as my guys.
Yep.
So hopefully I can get the jump on them.
So you're going to go right there.
Awesome. Well, technically you could have gone anywhere on the board, right?
Yep.
Now if I had known better, maybe I should have deployed, you know, just a throwaway unit somewhere just to push you back. But see, I don't know why you would do that, because setting up here is probably not such a good idea, since I'm just going to run on and attack.
Right. All right.
There you go. I'm making it up as I go along. Okay, so it's your turn.
Right.
Oh no, steal the initiative.
Oh, right.
For which I need a 6, right?
Correct.
Okay, great. And I actually don't want steal the initiative. I want Josh to kind of sit there for a turn, and then I get to see where his stuff is. So I don't steal the initiative, and so you're up.
Okay. Let's
Turn
see.
1.
12.
He's
Yeah.
thinking it through.
You have blasters in your witches units, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
No, actually I don't.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. All right.
Unless I do. Let's go take a look. Yeah, one of them has a blast pistol. Is that what you're talking about? Are you talking about just the regular troops, right?
Yeah. So the blasters, which is like a melt-a-gun at 18 inches.
Nope. Just the gal.
Alright. There, actually. My genius deployments, forgetting that I have the first turn. They're going to jump over here, and they're also going to fleet.
You can sure see stuff on this board, too. 2 inches.
2 inches. Oops, that should go.
Okay, so all
Oh, no, wait.
three
No, they're not going
units...
to pop smoke.
No, you said it already. You said they were going to pop smoke. No, I'm totally kidding, Josh.
That's
All
okay,
right.
because I forgot to bring in.
Wow, that is one hell of a rhino.
Rawr.
That is great.
My drop pod comes in the first turn as well.
Oh, that's right. Okay, good. You know, I'm starting to feel really good about this decision,
So we're going to go
because there's nothing I
there.
despise more than Stern Guard popping in. Oh, that is pretty accurate. That's real nice. 3 inches is what that says. So Josh kept it 12 inches from the edge of the board because you don't want it to go off. Here's my question. If you place it and it drifts and just one little fin clips over the edge of the board, is that lost or does it have to completely go over?
It depends on what your opponent considers the base. I don't consider the fins part of it.
Okay.
Because if you do, when you disembark, you get a disembark from any, since it's open-topped, it's 2 inches from any part of the vehicle, which means you could be, oh look, I'm right here.
Right.
So I consider...
Well, isn't that right?
No.
You consider only the core bulk, not even the fins, to be the
Right.
base of the thing. So, in your book, that would be, you have to pack them in pretty tight around the thing. That's interesting. Okay.
All right.
And now, is that house rule from the shop that you frequent?
I don't know. I think it might
Okay,
be.
that's just how you do it. Well, I
That's how
love
it's always
it.
played.
I love it.
So it might
So
be
there you
different
go.
from other people. All right. So I am done with my first turn.
All
This
right.
is your first turn.
And
You were done
nothing
with your
happens.
first turn.
And now it's your second turn.
So my reserve. So my Vanguard come in, and my Terminators also come in.
All right. And that's everything. Well, this is interesting because now Josh has everything on the board, and that means my army's going to come in piecemeal against his whole army, and that could be extremely bad for me. Of course, I could overload one flank too, but he is pretty fast. So let's do deep striking just how it's supposed to be done. You pick one guy,
Put
you
him down.
set him where you want him.
I am within 6 inches of my teleport homer, so I do
Okay.
not scatter.
All right, that takes care of that. How many points is a teleport homer?
15.
That's an upgrade for a tactical squad?
The sergeant can take it, yeah.
Okay, great. Well, that's really nice.
Over here, I will place these guys right there and find myself within 6 inches of the locator beacon.
Okay, great. Drop pod automatically has that, right?
You have to upgrade it.
You have to upgrade it. So it is something that a drop pod can take.
Yep.
That's slick.
And here's the...
So that's great. So this drops down, then other stuff. This is a pretty tightly packed army.
Well, and here's...
This is super. I love this.
I actually wish these guys hadn't come on, because their special rule is
They can charge.
deep strike, they can charge. So
And you
go-
pay a premium for that ability. But it really is everything.
Yeah.
To just kill something arbitrarily.
Because that's what it does. Most people just ignore the drop pod. So I drop it down. They're right there. It's like, oh look, you're right next to me. I charge. So I don't have any chance of
Right.
scattering. So
That's interesting.
So this turn, I will pop smoke on all these because
Right.
you're coming in.
And that's a cover save.
Yep.
Very nicely done. All right, let's move on to Dark Eldar turn 2. All right, so for reserves, as a finer point, you don't roll one, find out that it comes on, and then have to deploy it immediately. You roll for everything, because everything comes on at the same time, according to the rule book. Actually, according to what Josh just told me, I assume he's steering me straight, and it does seem right. So let's roll. Reavers, 4 up, nothing. Other unit of Reavers, 4 up, they come on. Kabbalite Warriors, they arrive. Kabbalite Warriors, see, good, because I don't want those guys there. This Raider with Witches does come on. This Raider with Witches does not come on. This Raider with Incubi. Oh, this is going to be a shooting gallery. I wonder if I can reach you with any assault.
Nope.
You've already measured that?
I've already...
It's impossible, even with fleet, to do it. Void Ravens, they are different, and I have them marked on my army list, actually on me. And that is a point of sportsmanship. When I'm making my army, and let's say I had 3 units that had different armament, but they looked the same, or maybe they had different upgrades, or they were carrying different things, I would actually write that physically on my army list. So on my army list, I wrote red Void Ravens, which are armed a certain way, and then a purple one. So let's roll for the red ones. 1 comes on. And let's roll for the purple one. He does come on. That's lovely. And then these witches right here, that'll be the last thing. 3. However, I just remembered I did not note, these are 2 identical raiders with 2 identical units, and I did not note which of them had my Archon in them. So I'm going to roll that now, just randomly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because, wait, did I roll for this one?
Yeah, it didn't come in.
Oh, okay. Let's make a note. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's where the Archon is. So the Archon's on this one. Because it would be unfair. See, this is where you get unscrupulous players that are like, they're just like, oh yeah, that was the one with my Archon, right? Or depending on the situation, they kind of change it behind the scenes. So that's why it's good to have kind of that review at first. You know, what's in someone's army. I don't know what the rulebook says about that, though. Does it say anything? Do you have to show your army list?
In tournaments, yeah.
At tournaments, but that's kind of a rule that comes along with the organizer of the event. So in the rule book, it doesn't say that.
Not that I
Unknown.
remember.
Does anybody know? Why don't you tell us? All right. I'll get to you after I've deployed and moved. So I'm looking at where I want to deploy, and these guys with the jump packs and fleet, they're dangerous. Their threat range is 2 feet. And apparently in 40K, unlike Fantasy, you can't pre-measure. By the way, predicting that goes away in 6th. They will have pre-measuring in 6th. And they'll do some kind of fluff thing like, in the 40K universe, they use sophisticated weaponry, regardless of the race. And then they'll give examples, because that's what they do. Say an orc boy might have a bionic implant in his, you know. They can't just tell you the rule, which would take like 10 words. It's got to be like a paragraph, and the rule's kind of in there. That'd be interesting to make a rule book like that. Make a rule book with only rules, cut and dried, and then, you know, do the fluff as a completely separate thing. People are smart. So really, I do actually have, since this is the middle of the board, because I remember the little thing was like right there, right? That, and I can just kind of eyeball it. So if I move on, and just near the edge of the board, that is really quite a leap for those guys to make it. Theoretically, a raider like this, the way I've constructed them, and the way that, and this has a similar footprint, I might add, to an actual raider, if you look at the 2. So, you know, not too bad of a comparison. But even if I go like that and just get on entirely, he probably only needs a 4 or higher on his fleet to get into contact there with the maximum movement. So I've got to be careful with that. I might do, you know, something like this where I'll just angle it off like that. Of course, then there's those guys. But I'm not as worried about them, although I probably should be. Another thing is if you're moving on with skimmers, if you move 12 inches with a skimmer, you can still shoot 1 weapon.
And defensive weapons.
And defensive weapons.
If you're fast.
But do you gain any advantage to moving that far, defensively?
You have to be hit on 6s in close combat instead of 4s.
That's right, if you go over 6 inches.
Yep.
Right. So what you do is when you move, let's say I want my skimmer to be here, I would point out to my opponent, I wouldn't say, okay, this moves on like that, right? Because then I only moved an inch. Or actually it would be from here to here.
Right.
You get the idea, but sometimes it's good to say that your skimmer moves in, actually, and makes some distance, if that makes sense. So, alright, well, time for me to stop yib-yabbing and actually get to it. Okay, guys, so moved on a unit of warriors here. That's just kind of an ace in the hole for that objective. And over here we've got the Void Raven. It's going to try and pick off those Terminators. And just have an Incubi and a Raider moving up. I should probably have reversed this. Actually, I think I will. That makes the witches a little more, well, no. You like that? That's called fudging, people. That's the technical term for that. But I have a pretty narrow, unobstructed view right here. I have the 2 guys with blasters coming in here. I'm going to fudge that one too. Just move up a little bit. They want to be within 18. Actually, they are within 18. That guy might not be. So, Reaver jet bikes have Eldar jet bike rules, which means they get to move 6 inches in the assault phase, something I had not done in my previous game. Really, in 40K, you have to concentrate your fire, which is something I'm not doing here. I am, well, I mean, I have a lot over here, and I'm putting as much as I can on these guys, but this can't see that, and there's really no way to get it in right. So this one's going to have to take a pot shot, probably at the Land Raider. They all have cover saves, so I may as well see if I can get the Land Raider. This Void Raven is kind of doing a sacrificial move, just moving out. It's going to unload its payload, probably on these guys over here. And it's a toughie, because right now, if I don't pop that Rhino, what I'd like to do is destroy the Rhino, and then get the Void Raven piling missiles on the tactical squad that's inside it. In fact, that really would be a much better move, but because of how clogged this is, there's really no good way to get up there unless I really did a suicide move and pulled off something like this. Because, by the way, they move in, the tip is at the edge, then they move 12 inches. So, there you go. And that does give me an unobstructed view of that Rhino. And but the chances are I just won't do it. I only have 1, 2, 3 shots on it, and on average you need like 12 shots with heavy weapons to get a Rhino. Josh?
Nope.
Would you say 6 shots?
With cover, it's...
Yeah, with cover. I got to hit, I got to get past the cover, and I got to get a penetrating hit, and I got to roll a 5 or 6. That is like, that's like a 1 in 12 chance for strength 8. Well, let's do it. 12 strength 8 shots with BS4. 8 of them are going to hit. And then...
3 is to glance.
Right. So say 5 of them. So you get
So
like
4
2 glances and 3 pens. And then half of those will be gone. So you get maybe a glance and 2 pens. Maybe. You're kind of edging up on the good side there. And then out of the 2 penetrating hits, they need a 5 or a 6. So yeah, you need 12 heavy-duty shots to get a Rhino blasted to smithereens. So my question is, if I have missiles on this, which I do, and I start shooting at the Rhino, and I blow up the Rhino, does that mean no more shooting because the attack squad comes out?
Right.
And you have to stop shooting, basically.
Yeah.
So
well, you fire all your shots.
That is pretty iffy. However, this is a good spot for this to be, because if now I have options, because I can still shoot at the at Shrike Squad. I can still shoot at the Vanguards. The problem is, by being up here, I'm giving them cover from the drop pod. Whereas if I move down here, I'd have a clear line of sight on these guys, and they're all bunched together for some sweet, sweet missile action. And I could just make that unit entirely disappear, plus not lose the Void Raven. So let's not get guilty, because what's the tack squad going to do? It's going to jump out, be in the exact same boat. Like it can shoot at all those transports, but fine, I'll just bail out. So I don't know. It's a toughie. What would you do, Josh?
What would Josh do?
He's not going to tell me.
I'd play Tau. That's what I would do. Forget these armies.
I would be playing Dark Eldar. Okay.
All right.
So that's what I love about Dark Eldar. Lots of weird technology, tons of options in the list. Just an avalanche of really cool kits coming out, all plastic. I think like 7 kits coming out in the next, 30 days. Just amazing.
Plus all the fine cast models.
And yeah, that is happening. So, wow. It's a good time to be Dark Eldar, which I'm not. All right, let's roll.
All right.
Let's go on to shooting. Okay, this Void Raven, I'm going to eat dessert first and fire off 4 implosion missiles just for kicks and giggles. I have line of sight only on these 2 guys. Now, one trick wouldn't be, don't resolve 1 missile. Let's say the first one hits. Don't resolve 1 missile and then let your opponent take off the only 2 guys you can see. When a model shoots, you resolve everything, and then you get to a magic point where you have wounds. You've determined the number of wounds on the unit, and then it's up to your opponent to allocate, take saves, and remove models. Is that right, Josh? Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. So, wow, I'm actually learning something. So, ballistic skill 4, I'm going to place the first shot here. and I'm going to scatter 5 inches that way, so the first implosion missile goes away. Second implosion missile, same guy. 0 inches, right?
Correct.
So that's, what do we got? It's touched, right?
Yeah.
I'm seeing this guy as being clipped.
Yep.
Do you see the same thing? So
4
that's
of them.
4 guys. So I'm just going to mark that as 4 guys affected. Here's the third implosion missile. Oh my gosh. Okay. That might, well, it doesn't affect vehicles. So, cover saves and vulnerable saves may be taken as normal. Vehicles are unaffected. Okay, so here comes the fourth one. You know, a hit would have been nice. So only 4 guys affected. And here we go. It is strength. Oh, must take a characteristic test based on their wounds. If they fail, they suffer instant death. So that's it. 4 guys.
All right. Let's see here. Whoops.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice over-the-shoulder camera work there.
All right. So I just
there you
take on my
You
wounds.
have to roll a 1 basically to pass it.
All right. Roll low. Just kidding.
So 4 guys are affected, but you do get cover and invulnerable saves.
All right.
So even if they were out in the open, they'd get their 5 up. And since I can only see 2 guys and not the third guy,
Cover.
that's, well, hold on. Yeah, it is. It's a majority.
All right.
Okay, go ahead.
So
4
1 on the
ups.
lightning claws. He dies. And 3 on the storm shields. 2 die.
Wow.
Boink. Dead. Except for you. I like you.
So, that is what implosion missiles do. The downside is they're 40 points each. So I just blew 160 points worth of missiles. But can you see how much worse that could have been, even if I had rolled average? An average roll would have been 6 to 9 guys, I think, affected by the implosion missiles. And they are bad. So anyway, alright, let's move on. This guy really only has 1 shot. No, well, he has 2. Land Raider, that's 36 inches.
You were
See how
easily
far
in.
it is? 24 inches. So that's 1 Dark Lance. That's a hit. Strength 8.
Pen.
Yeah, penetrating it. Lance brings his armor to 12.
Cover save. Says good.
Okay. That would have been nice. Thank you. Okay, this guy, these 2 shooting there. These are blasters. That's 18-inch lance. So the lance rule won't really help me. That's 1 hit. Strength 8. 10. That's nothing. This raider shooting at the rhino. That's a hit. Strength 8. That is 12. Penetrating hit.
Cover save. Says good.
Saves. Alright. Now, this unit is going to shoot the void lances at those guys. Well, you know what?
What's the range?
2, 4, 6, 7. It's 48, but I'm going to shoot at these guys instead.
Okay.
And so void lances is 48, so that's 24. Would I have been in range? I'm kind of curious now.
You probably would have.
Easily. That would be 48 inches.
Way over there.
I need
All right.
to judge distances better. Okay, so we need to determine the wounds and the type of wounds. So here's the void lances hitting on 4s. That's 2. Strength is 9, AP 2. Does that sound familiar?
Sure.
So 2 void lance vaporizations.
So cover saves?
And I'm counting 7 that I can see out of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So even if it were 6, because I can see everything from here over.
Okay. So, fried.
You know what? I have to say no. I miscalculated, and here's why. I can't see this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys in the open.
Okay. So
Yep, and that's bad for me, because...
1 dies.
no, don't take any off. I have missiles.
Oh, okay. Oh, so
So-
I shouldn't even be rolling that yet anyway, because of wound allocations.
Yep. So here come the Shatterfield missiles. These are like auto-cannon hits under the template with rerollable to wound saves. So I'm going to put the first one here. And it's going to scatter 2 inches this way. So that's, I think, 3 guys.
Yep.
Okay. Strength 7, 3 wounds. So we'll just set that aside. Okay, same thing, next shot. So this is the second missile. I doubt I'm going to get anything. 7 minus 4 is 3 inches.
Well,
Well, it could. Okay,
no, it
that's
goes
a clip.
this way. No,
Oh, sorry.
don't cheat
3
yourself.
inches, by all means. Okay, 3 guys. Here come the rolls to wound. Whoops. Okay, that's 3 more. And here comes the third missile. Are you kidding me?
7 rolls and not 1 hit.
Yeah, that's right.
So 6 inches.
6
That's actually
inches.
probably better for you.
Yeah, actually it was. That's good.
That's 5 guys.
5 guys, I'll take it. 2 ups with re-rolls. That means you pretty much never fail to wound with this type of missile. And the last missile. Same thing, put it on that guy. Hey, there's a hit! Are you kidding me? That's awesome. And re-roll wounds. Whoops, that was a number. So there you go, all wounds. Can't complain about that. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 wounding hits.
Alright.
And those missiles are only 10 points each. Here, I'll take it.
Okay.
Thank you.
So 12 you said?
Yep. Oh no, it was more than that. It was 14,
Okay.
I do believe. 2, 4, 6,
3,
8,
4,
10,
5,
12, 13. 15?
14, 12. Yeah, 15.
Yeah, I guess we'll see it in the replay.
Well, no, it was 3, 3, 4, and 5. So
Okay, great.
it's 15. So
Wow, great memory.
2 on Shrike. Everybody else.
Regular guys. Okay, great.
Uh,
Yeah, because there is wraparound. There's only 11 guys and there's 14 hits. So some guys have to take
15,
multiple
16.
hits.
17. Because
That's
there's 15
right.
wounds.
That's right.
Alright, so...
Is this for the missile?
No, this is for the Sergeant.
Not the missile, the Void Lance.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
So Sergeant is good.
Okay, that's with a cover save, right?
What's the AP of it?
AP is 2.
Oh, crap.
For the
Okay.
not for the missiles.
Oh no, I've already
just
rolled
for,
the missiles.
Oh, you already did that. Okay, great.
These are the regular armor saves.
Okay, got it.
Scare the crap out of me
Right.
out of that. Shrike takes 2 wounds. And the other guys, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 guys died in total.
So if you do the points, the Void Raven is like 120 or something like that. And then you pay for your missiles, and typically the Void Raven will appear and at least get its points back.
Do you have cookies?
Not always.
Or heart
Cookies? No, no cookies. Oh, heart cookies, yes. Alright, 2 wounds on Shrike. That's good.
Silly Shrike.
Yeah. Oh, if only one more. It's going to be a toughie. But that did really weaken that unit. So no complaints there. Same thing with the Terminators.
Alright, so morale.
And,
Since that seems to be
yeah, I
huge.
think that is all the shooting.
Alright, so the Terminators get 9. They're good. Shrike,
They
get
love it.
10. He's also good.
Alright. And now I gotta move my jet bikes, and then it'll be your turn. Alright, top of the third for Space Marines. Jumped my bikes during my assault phase. Try and get them a little bit of cover. We'll see if that works. So Josh is plotting and a planning. Planning and a plotting.
6.
But no more smoke for those vehicles. I hope they enjoyed that cover save while it lasted.
Oh, we did. Leave you me.
I also might add that here at the studio we like to keep the battlefield free of random detritus, like things. That wasn't a hint. I was just making a note because it looks better. You know, rather than have like Coke cans, half-eaten Subway sandwich.
Subway.
Oh, here come those guys so fast. I got to tell you, this is a pretty cool army list. I would go to town with this one. Very, very flexible. Very flexible. Sean Likey, and this is 2,500. So, and that is not bad. That is not a whole heck of a lot of figures to get. Assault Marines moving up. That is going to make this part of the battlefield really hot, and I won't be able to concentrate everything as much as before. In fact, really, depending on what Josh kills, we'll see if I made any net ground at all. It's going to be a toughie, because in order to cripple his objective-taking ability, I have to get those tack squads. But look at what's bearing down on me. I have to deal with that. So, not so easy.
All right, time for shooting.
But I think my saving grace is going to be that I have a lot of troops. I have 5 troops units filtering in over the combat, and 2 objectives that are reasonably move out 6, fleet. You know, a decent fleet roll could get me within range of that one just coming on. Definitely in range of that one. Oh, okay, go ahead. I'm ready for shooting.
All right, missile launcher.
I was just trying to fill up the space with chatter.
All right, missile launcher out of the top is going to shoot at your raider. So 3+ to hit, miss.
That's a 2.
This one will do the same thing.
Okay, clever. At which one are you shooting at?
The red
Here?
one.
Okay.
You'll definitely be getting cover from this.
Thank you.
Missed. Just kidding.
Wow, with a 1. Okay, well, there you go. Lady Averages is like... Actually, Lady Averages owes me a little back rub, because I did do pretty horribly with the implosion missiles.
All right, so...
By all rights, those Terminators should be gone now.
The Land Raider is going to multi-melta that, and it's also going to shoot its defensive weapons. That's armor 10, right?
I don't know. Void Ravens have 11, 11, 10.
So here's how we're going to do this. So...
Yeah, explain your logic, sir.
So here's why I love the Crusader. So you can move 6, which is fire 1 weapon and all defensive weapons, which is strength 4.
And the Hurricane Bolters are strength 4.
And since Land Raiders have power of the Machine Spirit, you can still fire the other one at a different target. So you still get to fire all 4 weapons.
At Ballistic Skill 2, right?
3.
Whoa! Ballistic Skill 3.
Right.
Didn't it used to be 2?
4.
Power
No,
of the
4.
Wait, Power of the Machine Spirit gives you the full thing. Because it used to be Ballistic Skill 2.
Yep, that was last edition.
Oh, wow, that's great. No, well, that's good. Because if they made the Space Marines any whit worse than any of the other armies, I don't think that would be right.
Implosion.
I don't think it would be right.
Alright, so...
Implosion of the whole game system. Right?
So we're going to
Space Marines have to be good. That's the rule of the game.
They're
right
generic.
there.
It's awesome.
And all the other races have to figure out how they're going to beat them.
It's not hard.
Like the evil villains.
Alright.
Well, I used to play 3rd edition, and I would just be like, when I saw Space Marines, I'd be like, ah, ha, 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 puny mortals, fear my Eldar weaponry, and then I would proceed to vaporize them. So, there you go. But now it's like, Space Marines.
Right.
Run, it's the Space Marines!
So
okay, I'm ready. Will you just shoot? I don't know why you're not shooting yet.
Hurricane Bolter over here.
Oh, wow. So you're sniping me between these 2 crystals here?
Uh-huh.
Hey, fair is fair. I say go.
And the Machine Spirit, the multi-melta over there.
Okay, great. I'm ready.
So
Wow. That Land Raider's like a mobile fortress. That's awesome. Okay, I'm ready.
So the multi-melta?
On the Void Raven.
Missed.
Oh, wow. You rolled like 3
misses.
Yeah.
Alright,
Okay,
so the
I'm ready.
Hurricane, or the Assault Cannon?
Assault Cannon on this
the
one right there. Got it.
And this one's twin linked. Oops. So
Didn't convert it. 3 hits.
so this is strength 6.
Okay, armor is 10.
So,
Open topped.
Pen and a glance.
Okay, I'm ready.
And then
Oh, wait a minute. Stop.
you have a 5
Night
vulnerable.
shields.
Oh, okay, hold on.
6 inches further.
18. Oh, no, there it is.
Is it?
Right there, because you count to that, right?
It's 18 inches from what? The assault cannon?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, dude, you're not. Yeah, exactly. No, that matters. Yep. Because I already declared that it was the tip. So, go.
So let's see if these are even in range.
That's probably going to be a little harder sell.
So, all right.
Okay,
so
great. So
pen and
let's
glance.
proceed. Because he'll probably get it with this. So, okay. Now, flicker fields.
5+ invulnerable.
Yep. Versus the glance. Saves. And versus the pen. Doesn't save. Oh, that's the one I needed. Ready.
1 that goes to a 2.
Okay. So, crew stunned.
Alright. That was garbage.
Yeah, because I'll tell you what's going to happen next turn. The incubi are going to pop out, and those guys are going to disappear.
Fleet.
Oh, no, 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 you took away my victory. I had it all planned out, Josh. It was all planned. I could still get him, though. I need a decent roll. So I'm going to deploy 2. I'm going to fleet. Yeah, so, but if I roll fleet and don't like how I get what I get, I'll just kind of hide them on the side. I'm certainly not going to sit there. The Terminators will charge in and get an extra attack, but I'll probably vaporize them with higher initiative.
Alright, that's it for my shooting, because I'm out of range.
Okay, and no assaults. So there you go.
Turn 3.
The Terminators are running up. It's like, by the way, that raider is full of incubi. Yeah, we're just going to go back here behind this hill. New objective, back of the hill. Rah! So that's the way they should be going. They should be going like this. They should go, storm the hill. You meant that other hill, right? So that's what I'm going to do. They're storming their new objective, which is that. That's how it was. So Terminators never say retreat. They simply pick a new objective that's in the direction that is most wise to be going in.
Orcs never lose battle. If we win, we win. If we die, that doesn't count. And if we run away, that don't count either because we're going to come back anyway. I love orc logic.
Nice.
Okay, your turn.
Impeccable.
Turn 3.
Alright, this unit's in a vehicle. This unit on a 3. Doesn't show up. That's good. That's what I want. I want these guys to show up the last turn. That's what I want. Oh, there they are. Plink. This unit of witches, again, don't want them to come on, but they do. This unit of reavers on a 3. They come on. And unit of warriors, they show up with a 6. So I'll let you know how deployment goes. Oh, what, the last... Yes, oh, thank you, Josh. That's very kind of you. Yeah, that Void Raven shows up. That would have actually been good a turn later.
Alright.